Hi there. In this game we see an instructional treatment of the Royal Lopez. So Bobby Fischer against John Rinaldo in 1957, the 58th US Open, round 4. E4 from Fischer, we see E5, knight F3, knight C6, bishop B5, A6, bishop A4, knight F6. So very classical looking opening here. Pretty standard stuff it seems. So after D6, C3, black castles, H3, knight A5, bishop tucks away, C5, D4, queen C7. This looks like pretty standard trodden territory. We see bishop D7 here, knight F1, rook F8, now knight E3. This gives some more options en route to F5 than knight G3, like the D5 square. So this is actually instructive in its own right. Knight G3 without the perk of springing into knight D5 does seem a very, very interesting, more central option indeed. And it also protects C2, of course, as well. It has some extra functionality. So we see G6. Here, if rook AC8, white can actually play D takes, and knight D5 straight off the bat and liberate the Royal Lopez bishop. This is actually rather good for white, this scenario. White's pieces are very nice, and there's a deep pawn which could be dangerous here. So yeah, white's doing very nicely there. So we see G6 here, bishop D2, bishop F8, rook C1, x-raying the black queen, bishop G7, and now B4. Here at this moment, actually, black should play, it seems, instead of knight C6, black should play E takes D4. After C takes, knight takes D4, knight C4. This should be an even position. This move, it suffers from something. It makes actually knight D5 a lot more effective. Now, and it's actually played here. It's going to be with tempo against that C6 knight, a recapture. Knight takes is played. If queen D8, white could actually just take on C5 and take here, and it's unpleasant for black. So knight takes D5 is played. E takes, knight E7, D takes C5, knight takes D5. This does clear this potentially dangerous diagonal with a sensitive pawn on F7. We see bishop B3 going on that diagonal. So the Royal Lopez bishop has found a useful place to be on B3. C takes, queen takes, and now knight G5 hitting that soft spot F7. We see rook F8, very passive, and bishop E3 now has an unwelcome threat potentially of bishop C5 sometimes. We see queen takes D1. If queen E7, I mean, this is a bit tricky. Bishop C5 then skewers the queen and rook. If queen C7, C4 goes into horrible threat of C takes, what does black actually do? This position is also, with bishop C5 coming up, it's very dangerous. So yeah, it's not a pleasant position. So queen takes D1, rook E takes D1. All of white's pieces are really great here. Now a really crucial move here for white to establish a big advantage. Can you guess what Fischer played in this position if I give you 5 seconds to pause the video? So a really nice move. Knight E4, yes. Trying to deflect, get this bishop without a counterpart, hitting F7. We see knight takes. It looks pretty unpleasant to try and do anything else here. So, yeah, we see knight takes, rook takes D7, rook AC8, C4. And white's got a great superiority in this position after knight G5. This is actually just snapped off, and now after C5, black was pretty generous in resigning here, not carrying on. Black is in a very difficult position with this rook on the 7th, this big passed pawn. If it carried on, as an example, say E4, C6, the writing's on the wall here, because even if white can give up the B pawn to play bishop D5 to B7, yeah, this pawn's crashing through. As an example. So yeah, very interesting Roy Lopez, played by the young Bobby Fischer. So he really found a good place for the Roy Lopez bishop on b3 later. And the rook to the 7th, creating that protected pass pawn. That was enough for his expert level opponent to actually generously resign there, not playing on and on. He just saw that it is actually pretty lost after c5. Well, great positional play, great tactics. The philosophical point here. Black, I think the main philosophical point is this springing to knight d5 and this route, this flexible route. You may have thought it's just interesting and you'd usually just play knight g3, but maybe Fischer's route via e3, it has to be considered as a priority, as an alternative to knight g3 if it gives a greater wealth of opportunity, like knight d5 springing up with great effect, as this game showed. Okay, thanks very much. Hi guys, I hope you really enjoyed this video. If you want more Bobby Fischer content, check out my Kingscrusher TV page. And if you go to the bottom of it, it starts at the bottom with 1970 to 1992. I also have 2 other Bobby Fischer courses. I found him absolutely fascinating to study. So there's 1956 to 62 early in his career, and there's 1963 to 68. So I hope you find those interesting. You might want to check them out, all the free samples. And I hope you really enjoyed this video. Comments, questions, likes, shares, always appreciated. Thanks very much.